Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Khera from Inbalance Pilates. I wanted to thank you so much for tuning into this feature interview. I'm so excited. Today I have Ariel Johnson with me. Thanks so much for being here.
Of
And
course.
just a reminder, if you're watching live, you give us some hearts. If you're catching the replay, you can put replay in the comments. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just remember to subscribe to our channels. We would love that. So, Ariel, thank you so much for coming on today. It's so
Mhm.
awesome to have you.
Of course.
Uh, Say hello to my community. Give us a little
Hi.
info.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
It's
Um,
so great to have you.
yes. Okay, so my name is Ariel Johnson, and I created a platform so I'm a TBI survivor, and I created a platform for traumatic brain injury survivors. Um, I I was in a car accident in 2007, December 13th, 2007. I was in a coma for a month and a half. I had to learn how to walk, talk, do everything all over again. And I had a craniectomy, which is the removal of the right part of the skull. So I'm just here. So I had a very long recovery. It's been about 13 years post, but there were some days where I needed a friend, just someone to talk to and to understand that, just to get it. And I didn't have it one, so I wanted to create a space where I speak to, like I just spoke to a neurologist, just speaking to other people, and yeah.
Definitely. And I can so relate to that feeling of needing a friend and just needing support. I can remember when I had first had an injury, and one of my husband's friend's wife had called and given some advice right off the bat. And it's just, yeah, to have that feeling like you're not alone and someone else is going through it. I love following you on social media because you just radiate that light and that passion of wanting to help others and serve others, and just using it as your injury and what you've gone through as something to inspire others and help others. And the whole, we are definitely on the same page of knowing how important it is to look for ways to be productive and positive through all of this. How important it is to be listening to personal development every day. And was it something that you had to kind of really find that inner fight to decide that you were going to have to do things to be productive every day?
So for the longest, I was in such a negative space. I would complain. I'd be like, "Why did this happen to me? Why couldn't it happen to someone else? This is why." And something in me, or I think it was my mom, she was like, "Why can't you just be positive?" And so, I don't know what it was, but it flipped the switch. And now there's not a day, well, no, I have my days, of course, but I'm positive, and I'm like a positive Polly, where I'm just like, if I hear someone say I can't do it, I'm like, no, you can do it. It's all about what you say. Like, if you say I can't do something, switch it to I can do it, or visualize, or just constantly check in with yourself and say, I'm grateful. Like, I started this thing called 75 Hard by Andy Frizzle. I think that's his name. And he's a CEO of a company, and it's called 75 Hard. It's no alcohol, a gallon of water every day. You follow a diet. But I added to, two workouts a day, but I added to that three things that I'm specifically grateful for in the morning. And that kind of starts my day, and it's just like, okay, this is why my what I want to do for the day, this is going to be a great day, let's do it. And so, yeah, just constantly, and setting goals for myself, just constantly moving and pushing myself to grow and to level up.
Yep. First of all, that 75 hard, you are like the 10th, 20th person that has mentioned it this week. We were just saying before we
Yeah.
hit record and went live that I have a whole bunch of colleagues and friends that are currently doing it, and then you mentioned it, so I think it's a sign that I need to look into that.
Exactly, exactly.
But it's so true, and it's just like from The Secret, what we focus on grows. And what we were saying before, I was saying one of my mentors, Danelle Delgado, one of her things is, do I want to be sick or do I want to be successful? Okay, so how can we reverse engineer that thing? If there's a certain thing we're trying to pace for and we want to be able to go to on the weekend, and maybe it's something that previously bothered us and flared up symptoms and things like that. Okay, well, how can we decide that we're going to do a certain part of that, and know that we're just going to commit to that visualization that we succeeded and everything went well. And there's so much to say for what we focus on grows. I love your doing writing down that you added the gratitudes every day.
Yeah.
I have a Pilates community called Inbalance Pilates Community, and right now in there we're doing like a 7-day challenge of them writing down 10 things that they're grateful for
Ooh, I
every.
love that.
Again, I do that through Danelle Delgado's I Choose Joy book. So it's writing down
Ooh.
10 things you're grateful for, and 10 gratitudes, 3 goals, and then something that you can implement from that personal development that you did. So same with your, doing your reading your certain amount each day, or listening to a podcast or audiobook. So really looking at whatever we've learned, how can we implement that? And you and I were both talking about the importance of just your energy and who you surround yourself with, and the thoughts that you're thinking, and the conversations that you're having with people. Like, what are you gossiping about things? Are you talking about your goals, right? Are you
Exactly.
focused on learning and growing and getting better, or are you being miserable?
Staying stagnant. And it's like, so if you're in a position where you cannot, you don't have access to friends, or you don't, you're too shy to make friends. And I get it, I've been there.
Mhm.
You have the internet at your disposal. So I'm a nanny. So I'm with babies, so I can't really talk to them. So when I'm walking and when I'm on my walks and it's just me and the babies, I am listening to Gary V, Spotify, YouTube, free. I'm listening to Gary V, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, or I'm learning. I'm pushing myself to grow and to just putting positive things into my ear where I can just learn and grow, and constantly just push myself to just want to do better. And a lot of the times, because I'm alone, I think negative thoughts, and I call my grandma, or I'll call my friend, or I'll call my boyfriend, but I can't, because they're at work, or I would want to. And but that negative energy, like that could, if you call someone, and that will feed off of their negative energy, and it'll
Yes.
just grow. You don't want that. So nip it in the butt when you can. Put on a podcast, put on Les Brown is amazing. Gary V, amazing. They're just their voices alone, they'll elevate you to, okay, positive, 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 and then go from there.
Yeah. And such good self-awareness on your part for that, because I mean, sometimes it's as well just being aware of how we act around certain people, and are there certain people that it's easier for us to complain to, and then re-examining a little bit further, what is with that relationship, why is there that negativity, versus focused on, someone that can kind of give you a little
Nip on the butt
in
and
the butt, and come on, like,
yeah,
pick yourself up, like, pull up
yeah.
the girl pants and like shake it off, and let's focus on the positive here. Let's
Let's focus on solution.
Yes.
And yeah, like growing up, my mom
And
was,
thank God your mom said that to you that day, that really like
yeah,
tapped that, wait a second, I do have to take some ownership and some responsibility to find that positive path, and it's different for everyone. And just being able to find tools that work for you, and yeah, it's so important.
Exactly, and even reading, like, you can read, like, there's a library in your town, like, you have access to all of these resources that were, because I didn't have a job, I could barely keep a job for a while, like, because of my TBI symptoms, and I just was there was a point where I was very aggressive, and I wasn't positive, but then I was like, I started reading, and I started listening to, just positive people, and it just, my whole everything changed. My what is it? Yeah, just everything about it changed, and I'm just a better person because of it,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
awesome.
That is so awesome, and as we said, like, it's so important to focus on abundance and gratitude and what we're thankful for, and to have goals, and whether they're goals, whether it's you're here listening as someone that's had a TBI, had a concussion, being able to focus on those baby steps and taking, making small goals out of whatever it is we're trying to accomplish, whether it's getting physiotherapy exercises done, or doing your meditation, doing your mindfulness, Pilates, yoga, breathing. I have my online course that's just about to start again with the breathing exercises that breathe into calm. And again, yeah, being able to meet up and come together and find other ways to get support. Even with my speech, and I would say I'm like 95% better now. I don't get headaches. I still have some spitting out my words occasionally, messing that up, or memory issues. But back when symptoms were really flared up, it was, I don't know if you ever felt this way, but when you're in a position where you're getting that kind of space cadet foggy, when more people come into the room and you kind of stare off into space and you're not spitting your words out, you don't always feel like the brightest star in the sky. And sometimes
Oh,
that would really like filter out who I was hanging around, right? Because if I knew it was a bad day that I was feeling that way, you're maybe not going to put yourself in a situation with new people, right?
exactly.
So, but now online where you can, find people that get it, and it's okay if we're having a conversation. And I knew to ask you before you started this, is your energy still okay? Because I know after talking a while on our own, right, energies can get depleted. So being that comforting, supportive person that already gets what we've gone through and what we're
Yeah,
going through makes a big difference, right? So having people that don't allow you to be a victim and commiserate and all this negativity, but at the same time understand that there is pacing and there is our energy reserves to be mindful of, and it's okay if you don't spit your words out properly. I completely get it, right? But to have
yeah,
supportive people around you that push you but still allow you to be yourself, it's so important. And you were saying like you have a very supportive family and your boyfriend, and they understand that you still have these goals that you're pushing towards, and that's so huge, having that support and that accountability.
exactly. And like you were saying, your husband is completely understanding, so he helps you, like throughout your life, like when
Yes.
you have your moments of just where you need quiet, when you need to be in a dark room, or like, for me, I can't handle like flashing lights where it's like it's too much and I feel like I'm gonna have a seizure, but I know I'm not gonna have a seizure. But just like it, my boyfriend is so supportive, where I just, when I'm down, he picks up the conversation. Where when I'm doing a conversation in front of people, and I'm just like, he can start to see that I'm just like kind of get like space cadetty, like that
Yes. Yeah.
feeling of like,
Like
okay,
zero.
I'm at my,
Can't even handle.
yeah, I'm getting there. I'm going left field, and then he'll pick it up right away, and
Yeah.
he'll grab it, he'll get it, and then move towards whatever we
Or they
need to do.
understand that it's not really worth it to interrupt us because we can never get back on our train of
Ex-
thought. We were talking
Exactly.
about that before. I can remember
Exactly.
for me, it was big open rooms. And again, now I've been totally socialized. I can be in open rooms. Noise isn't like, that's why I say I'm like 95% better. The only reason there's that lingering is the sometimes spitting out the words when I've done too much. I said to my husband the other day, "Are you going downtown?" But I meant downstairs to like do
No.
something. heading downtown? So things like that. But again, that is nothing compared to what
But
but I can remember volunteering one day for this bread festival at my kid's school, and so you're having to like be in a big open room and socialize. And by the end of it, there was all these moms standing around, and they started asking all these questions. It felt like all these questions, but it was just like, how old are your kids? What grade? Who's
yeah,
your?
yeah, yeah.
But it was at the end of the session, and I was just like, you're in that, and you can't if you haven't been there, like you just don't get it. You're just like, I can't. I can feel my face wanting to mouth the word, but it's a level of
There's no
like
connection.
fusion and cognition that yeah, you don't wish people have to go through, because I had never had like headaches before the injury I went through. I was not the type that ever had migraines or like had any desire to like nap during the day, you know what I mean? So
Oh
it was
my gosh.
a lot of like,
That fatigue for brain injury survivors, I don't know if anybody goes to this, but that fatigue, once it hits you, oh, you can't drink another cup of coffee. It's not that you need a nap. You need to, you're like a child in a way. Your brain needs to that chance to shut down and in a way sleep and reboot. And
yeah,
but also, I just want to say to add into the positivity, do not stop trying. Do not stop putting in that effort. Because I was talking to a doctor the other day and he was explaining neuroplasticity. So it's new pathways. Like the more you push yourself and you were explaining the little habits, so it takes 21 days to break a habit or to start a new habit.
hmm,
So even just a little bit, like, so I'm doing the 75 hard and I'm like 5 days in and
I'm
just,
cheering for
thank
you.
you. Um, so just every day, just kind of like telling yourself just little thing that makes you happy. What is it, that little thing that's you're grateful for? Or okay, I'm gonna, when you're in the room, the energy is low or you're just in a negative space, okay, how can we have a great day today? What can we change to kind of make it spicy and just happy and just
Yes,
switch it up?
that energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes you just need that, you need that extra, that oomph, like you were saying, someone to nip you in the butt to just say and hold accountability, say, okay, the awareness part, like when I get into it with someone or whenever I have a discussion, or just the other weekend, I drank too much and I didn't like how I acted. I held accountability for myself. I was like, okay, what did I do wrong in that situation? How could I fix myself? So I'm stopping drinking. I've switched it up. I'm doing new habits,
Hmm.
but remaining positive that it's the journey, it's not the end goal.
Yep.
It's
And again, it's that self-awareness and reflection and wanting to do better and wanting to still like push yourself and just be the best version of yourself, right? Which is so
exactly,
important.
because
Yeah.
it's
And
like,
not settle. Like sometimes in our life we don't realize whether it's, we've gotten used to thinking, oh, this certain exercise program, it's not for me. It flares things up too much. And we settle thinking, oh, I can never do that. No, you've got to baby step and try to work it back in and try to work that exercise in. Exercise should be a non negotiable, right? As you said, with your 75 hard, the drinking the water, getting the nutrition, having that personal commitment and building that confidence to do what you say you're going to do. If you say
yeah,
you're going to do exercise every day, then following through, and then as well, like going to places and having that internal, whether it's online, but any places that you can find that support and community and accountability, like it's huge,
exactly,
right? People that have like-minded goals that want to see you achieve your goals, right?
exactly.
That's why I love doing these feature interviews, because I find, as I said, like I love being able to share with my community. I found it was imperative to look for ways to be productive and positive through the post concussion healing, and finding ways to just improve mental health and turn things positive. In the chapter that I wrote about in Women Who Inspire, um, right off the bat, I was like, this didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And same with you, like coming to that realization that, okay, how can I turn this around? I'm still here on earth. I'm still here to
Exactly.
obviously help others and serve others. And, speaking for you as well. But yeah, it's so important to just stay focused on those goals, stay focused around people that help keep cheering for you so that you still, have the desire to get up and keep showing up and keep, doing your interviews that you're doing and spreading the word. For those of you that don't know, I have a Concussions Anonymous channel on YouTube that I do with a colleague of mine called, her name is Karen Monet from Opticom. So if any of your community is seeing this, feel free to subscribe to that, Concussions Anonymous, and we'll have to do a segment on that channel as
Love
well.
to. I would love to.
We love to have, but yeah, it's just to be able to just continue to share things for the community that can help give them more tools to succeed and more tools to feel like find what works for that positive and productive for them, and understanding, being able to see how important it is to have that support network and really utilize that. I find for myself, like my accident happened at my house. So it was just, kind of my husband and I. There wasn't anyone guiding, like, this is the treatment you need to have done. Him being so supportive, it just really allowed me to have that desire to want to help others in that way. Versus I find, people sometimes when you're going through all of the added stress of dealing with insurance companies and colleagues that don't believe this or that, or difficult, when you're dealing with so many other difficult aspects of it, it's sometimes really hard to find that fight and find that, well, I still have a purpose to help, others. So being able to use that, at least if we have these other strength reserves, okay, how can we then help those other people that are getting it from so many other sides, with having to deal with lawyers and that, you know what I mean, all the other stresses that don't help. Because when you have the just that extra pressure and extra,
Stress.
it really makes healing, just there's so many other things you have to really look at with your self-care, right? Because it's not easy going through career changes and trying to find great health practitioners to help on our journey and all that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, being
Exactly.
able to reach out to things online in different communities. And so where can everyone find you online? Are you mostly Instagram and Facebook?
So Instagram at under TV, I'm sorry, at TBI underscore me. For Facebook, it's at TBI me one, and then YouTube it's at TBI underscore me. So, but it's mostly Instagram, but I bring it over to everything else just
Okay.
in case people don't have Instagram and they have Facebook and they're only in the Facebook support groups, where
Yeah.
they only stick to Facebook. So yeah,
And we'll share this on all of our stuff and yours. And of course, I've subscribed to your channels. I love, as
love
I
that.
said, I love following you. Thank you so much for taking your time today to
Of course.
chat. It's so important for people to see how easy it can be to just add more of that positivity in your life, and just, continuing to learn and look for ways to grow and improve.
Yeah,
And I invite you guys, if anyone's looking for online program right now, I have my Breathe into Calm, which is
yeah,
breathing exercises, visualizations, and posture exercises. And
love
then I
that.
also have another program which is more Pilates, meditation, and mindset, and that's more specifically for people with post concussion. So again, a just online way, a course so that you can go at your own pace, and then community and support. So thanks again so much for
Thank you
coming
so much
on
for
today.
having
I
me.
appreciate it so, so very much.
Okay,
And I really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll have you on to the Concussions Anonymous channel as well.
love it,
But
love
thanks
it.
again, and keep
Okay,
doing what you're doing. I'm cheering for you for your 75 hard. I'll check
Thank
in.
you so much.
You know
Thank you.
when I've finally started. I
No,
keep
you can do
hearing
it.
you about it so much. It must be a sign that it's needed. But
Of
yeah, thanks so much, Ariel. Thanks, and everyone
course, of
definitely
course.
go and follow Ariel and see what resources she has for you. And yeah, thank you so very much. I
Thank
truly
you. Thank you. And just know you can do it. Okay, bye.
thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Bye.